Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scurvy Scouts and Pirates of the Caribbean film series. Captain Simon Angels here. Today's the day is Wednesday, August 13, 2025. So, we're here. The description life of the last year's is probably like the separation and with their kid. So, it's probably a worse of that on any time about the breaking news and bad news and situations. So, what we're about to see is I'm watching on the AEW All Out for 2024 from last year's. Then, so we talked about the WWE superstars, Nikki Bella and the former Dancing with the Stars, Artem Chigvintsev. We've also been separation is between 10 a.m. in the morning and their sons, Mateo. They got up from the schools for the kindergarten and for situations. And then it's probably like it is so domestically for an entire life, for an entire opportunity. And eventually, Nikki and Artem having to make a problems resolve, and they're both of them involved in the Naples County with the California state. It was the last year's from 2024, but certainly they were complaining to each other on the parking lot, on the driveway, and making fun of the neighborhoods across the street. Then I am also to agree that it's probably like so on what were you thinking of talking about taking the son Mateo to school? But it was a full reason for unacceptable. When I thought I wish I believe in that do so. So I don't forget that for the first moments ago, since Mateo just got up for the fight and arguments and with Nikki. When sometimes he punched her for her nose for a reason, he slammed her back to the ground on the sidewalks for a reason, but she got injured problems. She nearly had the nose bleeding for mauled by Artem. He walks away from the sidewalks. The one of the things and the man, the lady, their neighbors just saw Nikki got up in an injury, and he called 911 for dispatch for the ambulance and the Naples County Sheriff's officers. They'll be on the way for about 15 minutes. Therapy says, hang in there, just like he says. That was like notices on, we just haven't been notified they're under investigation or about Nikki and Artem situations after they fight the argument, after he punched her and slammed to the ground for reasons for a back injuries. He could have been worse about the broken back and spinal cord, and she got a nosebleed probably as far as due to on Arter's punching her nose for situation, punching her nose for illegally, for punches people's nose. After you walk, he dropped the pills to the ground too. Then that woman, as far as like on the neighborhoods, they're living in the Naples County Sheriffs. So Naples County, California, Nikki Bella has injured for her nose, her back. She had broken her spinal cord, and she seems does it like for moving, not to paralyze to the arms and legs, but she doesn't dizzy, induce vomitings and coughing and runny nose, and it was the first time since she got injury after she got broken neck. So Autumn just got walked back up towards her on ambulance to the sheriff's office. That was the last thing for about 10 minutes ago when the sheriffs and the ambulance arrived, since Autumn's got for under investigation and due to the felony situations. So right this time it is over, he got arrested for domestic violence as far as the due to on the punch over Nikki Bella situations. That was like about the $100 fine, the $100,000 fine, but she nearly was taken to the facilities for hospitals. Before they checked Nikki Bella's on her nose and her back, and she was okay as far as due to recovery. The Napa County Sheriff's Office, she called Brie Bella and her husband Brian Danielson, the former WWE star Daniel Bryan, and after Artem Chigvintsev was arrested and taken to the custody for Napa Sheriff's Department. Maybe as far as you're concerned, they thought originally about the question for undergoing investigation to undergo surgery. So we don't know if Nikki and Artem did not want to go back together. As far as due to the paperwork, that was like the divorce papers for $200,000. I can't imagine that. That's a lot of money. That's $200,000 for divorce papers. That's a lot of money. That was about the legal issues and the observation and situation about Artem and Nikki separation after she took Mateo from Artem. And that was like improbable for the last summer ago from 2024. And so I don't know why Nikki Bella and Artem should get separation and get divorce. They noticed about the people really bad decision for about the neighbor county neighbors just call the sheriffs and the ambulance for 911. That was the dialing callers. That was on the EMTs for the ambulance and county sheriffs and police officers. As far as I knew, we have to do anything as far as wrongly humanity for human beings. Mateo seems something's okay, so he watched it as far as due to arrest Artem Chigvintsev what was saying this going on. Then I don't know, sometimes as far as due to references and booking to jail and domestic violence, politician illegal violations. Right now, all this a few moments ago, that could be one to the suspension and wellness policies. And Brie is coming to see Nikki for hospitals with Brian Danielson, and not without people for whole reasons. Even that, there could be one of the WWE superstars, 2021's Hall of Famers, and then 2020's the Bella Twins, the Hall of Famers. That was like the last 5 years. Even the Brie and Nikki both have the same birth for her sons, her second child, her first child. Then, so we probably do know this for about the whole time, which is for the last 10 years. It was from 2015 where the John Cena and Nikki Bella just broke up for her, call off in an engagement, moving back to Arizona and Napa County, California, and San Diego, then Albany, Washington State, Albany City, or Washington State. That was what we noticed is for legal issues and situations. But Nikki was processing for taking the pills for punching her nose after he dropped her medicine to the ground, and she was taking Mateo back to her house where the Brie safe years for Birdie B and her son, and that's where she is now. Where he is now. I think Nikki was take Mateo for Artem Chigvintsev should be saved. For reasons sometimes as far as you're concerned, I hope he will think about that all the time. So I don't think Nikki and Brie aren't together anymore. So they can only have the family backs between the twin sisters and the Bella twins. As far as they were joined to the AEW, Bree Danielson, and she was separated from Nikki Bella for the WWE Hall of Famers. She was choosing to Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship and Clash in Paris. Even though Liv Morgan, as far as she was, she got about for the pop-off to the left shoulders problems from last 2 months. It is probably like after Kairi Sane, so wins over to the interfering for non-disqualified, even like a knockout again. Might be temporary knockout for Liv Morgan situations. She popped off for the left shoulders. Any problems for the last 2 months? She will have to get well soon, as far as she'll be back for WWE for Monday Night Raw on Netflix. She rejoins back to the Judgment Day, where Roxanne Perez joins in for the Judgment Day, where the Dominik Mysterio, the Intercontinental Championships, Finn Balor and Janie Madonna and the World Tag Team Champions, and the former Women's Tag Team Championships, Roxanne Perez, her former best friends Cora Jade and Julia, and Raquel Rodriguez, former tag partners for Rhea Ripley and Renee Gonzalez, Renee and Rhea. And it's probably like the former partner is Dakota Kai, even the Shotzi Blackheart, and they left the WWE as far as due to the release. Contract expires and parted ways from the WWE. It just should be make way and not to make worse forever. Alright guys, we're watching that on AEW Forbidden Pool as far as you're concerns. So that'll be once and for all between special events for All In for London. So that'll be last year, so 2024 for All In for London, England, and the United Kingdom. Feel free to watch. Don't forget to hit the button to subscribe. Some of contents, Twitter, Instagram, Twitter. So Twitter is. Don't forget to subscribe to contest. X, the former Twitter and Instagrams. Facebook, so Googles, and Vine cameras, and Reddit as far as you do. Hero Wars Alliance, Raid Shadow Legends, and YouTubers, and watching it on ESPN due to under Disney's. And just wait for seconds. So don't forget to watch it on ESPN for the WWE for WrestleMania 42. It's under Disney's and process. The 4 pay-per-view should be leaving for WWE and leaving for the process from Peacock to The 4 pay-per-view should be leaving Peacock to move to on the ESPN. Make sure you watch it on ESPN on Disney Plus. Feel free to watch, and don't forget on Royal Rumbles, WrestleManias, SummerSlams, and Survivor Series. That's just for the War Games until 2026 next year's, later years to 2027. And don't forget, keep on rich, mateys.